Hi, I'm Ben Crone. Ever since I was a kid, I have loved technology and electronics. I have loved all electronics, but I have a special affinity for vintage electronics. It's amazing what the early pioneers were able to envision and accomplish, and it's amazing how quickly electronics have changed. Sometimes a whole category of electronics was created and put out for sale only to be replaced by something newer after a couple years on the market. We went from VCRs to DVD players, then to Blu-ray players. Even Blu-ray players are now being phased out in favor of streaming services. In the audio world, the changes have been just as drastic. We went from phonographs to tape players to CD players to MP3 players. And now even MP3 players are being replaced with services like Spotify. The vintage electronics of our past are like a history lesson, and today I'm going to give you a tour of those electronics. First, I'm going to show you a couple different VCRs that used to be out in the market. With the last VCR being discontinued in 2016, they are now truly vintage electronics. The first VCR I'm going to show you is an old Panasonic VCR I had when I was a kid. Some of my favorite features of this VCR is a high-speed rewind mechanism that allows you to quickly rewind a videotape to the beginning and get started with it fast. It also has a slow playback feature which allows you to play a tape frame by frame. The next VCR I want to show you is an old Magnavox VCR that we have. It is a much less expensive model compared to the Panasonic VCR. However, it has one neat trick up its sleeve which allows you to back up your old VHS tapes to a DVD. One thing that amazes me about all VCRs is how they pull the tape out and wrap it around the tape heads and other parts in order to play a cassette. DVD players came around in the 1990s as a successor to VHS and other videocassettes. They offer vast more amounts of storage than a standard VHS tape, allowing you to store longer movies as well as have enough space for bonus features. One of my favorite DVD players that I currently have is a Sony DVP NC655. This DVD player allows you to hold up to 5 DVDs or CDs in its tray and switch between them at the push of a button. Another cool feature that it has is the ability to take out the other 4 DVDs while one DVD is playing. As mentioned before, we also have a Magnavox VCR with a built-in DVD recorder. This allows us to record most VHS tapes to DVD. On the audio side of things, stereo systems have been a popular way to enjoy music in the home. These stereo systems have evolved from multiple component units that stood 4 feet tall to microsystems that can easily be fit onto a bookshelf. I have a great example of a vintage multi-component stereo system that was used back in the 80s. It is an old Sanyo stereo that comes equipped with an automatic turntable, a tuner, a tape deck, and an amplifier. One of my favorite pieces of audio equipment that I like to play around with is the CD player. How people liked to consume their music back in the 80s and the 90s. I have a great example of a CD player that was integrated into an alarm clock. It is a Sony ICF CD843V. It allows you to use 3 different alarms to wake up to a CD being played, a tuner, and a buzzer. However, I also have gained a bit of an interest in mini-disc players. These 2.5-inch discs were quite popular in Japan. However, they didn't catch on in the US due to their high prices. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little walk down memory lane of vintage electronics. I know I have. It makes me nostalgic for some of these old electronics, but it makes me So excited to see what the future has. Just think, in a few years, some of these electronics we have today will be seen as vintage electronics.